beaming at you live to your TVs, to your phones, to your desktops, laptops. Do people still have those?
Wow, I don't have that energy.
Live from North House Studios in Crumlin. It's time to retry hard. 3.
Okay.
We're good.
Man, you got to clear these intros with me.
It's completely. It's just off the dome, man. I
Okay.
don't plan. I just kind of like go in my head.
Yeah,
Like, that's gonna
absolutely.
be
Cool.
So
Before we begin,
okay.
Before we begin,
Yeah.
I am under the impression that we have an award winner on the show.
We do.
It's me.
What did you win?
I won a streamy for most days off Twitch this year.
How many days?
All of them.
All of the days?
That's not true. I've streamed like once a week at least. I've done well.
I've noticed. Because I have my email notifications turned on for when you stream.
Cool.
So it's
Do you
always
click them?
the emails or the streams?
The stream.
Well, it's always like when I'm in work or something, so I can't like.
For real though, would you like to tell them what happened in between last episode and this episode?
Sure. Well, to anyone who watched the last episode, I did briefly mention that I was up for Best Male Artist at the Radio Wigwam Awards.
Uh-huh.
And it was last Thursday. And I fucking won.
Best male artist, baby.
Yeah, I won Best
Good
Male
shit.
Artist. I was going to bring the trophy with me today, but I was like, that might be a bit much.
Nah.
I was going to like plonk it like right in the middle.
Oh, not even like, it would have been better if you didn't even mention it. You
Just put it up.
like, oh, I won. And then it's there the whole episode from the start.
Yeah.
Don't Photoshop it in.
I could Photoshop it in. Oh,
Look at this. Oh, wow. There it is.
here's a clip of me winning.
Dun, dun, dun. Best male act in 3rd place, Wills and the Willing. In 2nd place, Connor Leckenby. And the winner for best male act, Matt Keanu. Come to the stage.
Thank you. Whoa, that was loud. I first want to start by saying that this is really cool that this night is happening in the first place. So thank you, Radio Wigwam, for starting all this and sort of building this community of musicians that, haven't quite made it yet. I think it's really cool. And to celebrate them. Secondly, I'd like to thank my amazing partner, Sean, who's stood. Because without her, I wouldn't be stood here, because whenever I have like a really dumb idea, a music video idea, she shoots it. Like the video showed, like she shot it for me. And anytime I want to do something dumb, she just goes, yeah, okay, let's go. So I really appreciate the support. And thank you for the award. Thank you, Radio Wigwam. This is really cool. Thanks. It was surreal and terrifying, because I didn't know until the event started that they was going to do like a 2nd and a 3rd place winner.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful that like my category was in the first one up. I was like the 4th one in.
That prep time is everything.
Well, yeah, and it also gave me a minute so I could watch other people's speeches and be like, right, now I know how long to go on for. It was during that when I was like, oh shit, they're doing like in third place is so and so, in second place is so and so.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, maybe I'll get one of those. Maybe I'll get like second or third place. And the guy like doing the like announcing the winners and stuff, I was just so dumb. I was like, because I was off to the side of the stage and I was like watching his lips to see if I could see what he was going to say before he said it. So I was like stood to the stage and like, I was like stood like this, like just like watching. That's going to make real good audio. So yeah, I was just kind of fucking watching this guy intensely. And then, yeah, he announced Matt Keanu as the winner.
Amazing.
All the other nominees were fantastic as well because it was, I'll be honest, it was a real competitive category for Best Male Artist because there was a lot of people there.
A lot of dicks in the industry, man.
Fucking tell me about it. Like, but yeah, there was a lot of stiff competition.
Oh, fuck off. Don't fucking.
But yeah, it was a nice night. Sean was ill, so she kind of retreated back to. Thankfully, we our hotel room, like we were staying in the hotel that the awards were at as well. So like, because she was down with the flu, so she just went upstairs, kind of thing.
Yeah, go on. You got to do it really slowly.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So she went upstairs at around 9:30, and the awards were still going on.
Still going. Sorry.
So I stayed for the rest of the awards to see all like the winners and stuff, and then kind of after that they had like bands playing. At that point, it was about 10:30. Now, you would assume an award. I just fucking won an award. I just won Best Male Artist. I'm in London. Let's go all out. That's salt packets. I'm a big fan of salt. But I didn't even do that. You wanna know what I did?
Did you go home and watch Star Wars?
No, I went back up to my hotel room. I had a pack of crunchy M&Ms with me, and I watched Family Guy in bed.
Great,
because I was tired.
Good stuff. Man,
I was so
old.
tired.
We're getting so old.
I was like, I'd love to stay out and celebrate because like it wasn't even like technically, I was kind of on my own, I suppose, but like I was with like the other DJs at like Radio Wigwam and I was talking to them and stuff. And Caitlin Lavagna there, who also won Best Female Artist, which was sick.
Hi, Caitlin.
She was there. So like I know if I wanted to, I could have stayed out for a bit. I could have maybe like talked with them for a bit more, but like I was so tired.
Charlie, yeah.
I was so tired, and I'm like, I just want to go up to bed, eat my M&Ms. I got a Pepsi Max ball, and right, a pint was £7.10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. London, man.
£7 a pint.
London,
I'm
man.
sorry. Even if I wanted to stay out drinking, I
couldn't afford it.
I couldn't afford it. No, I had one pint, and then after that, I just had a margarita because margaritas were £10, and I'm like, well, at least that price is the same.
Yeah.
Like, at least I'm paying the same price for this as I would in Cardiff or anywhere else, so I didn't feel so bad about it. But £7 for a pint, I was like, this ain't happening.
I mean, drinks are expensive anyway.
They are.
But London is like...
I could not get over it. I could not get over it. But yes, I am the best male artist this year for everything. Any awards.
A big congratulations all around.
Yes, to everyone, to all the nominees. Well done.
It's been 10 minutes and we haven't mentioned a video game on Video Game Show.
But that doesn't matter because some things are just more important.
The show's evolving, people. Politics is in.
I'm not even going to fuck you. I was in my head, I was like running through some jokes and I'm like, you know what?
we're not going to go near that. We're not going to go near that at all.
Let's start with how we always start. Jay, what have you been playing?
Sekiro, man.
How's
I'm
that
so
going?
fucking sick of Sekiro. Oh God, I'm not sick of Sekiro. I'm not.
No, I mean,
like
I said, I've seen some of your clips and they're really funny.
Yeah, man, but I
But it's always like when you're so close to getting hit.
It's always when I'm like, oh my God. Well, the last compilation I worked on, so to catch everyone up, on what I'm streaming right now is Sekiro, which is like a Dark Souls game. I'm trying to beat the thing without getting hit, taking 0 damage. And I keep getting hit. So I'm really upset with myself because I'm so close to getting it.
I've got a question about that.
Go ahead.
Because I've, like you sent that compilation video over earlier.
Yeah.
And I knew you were doing a no-hit run. But like I didn't know that also meant like no damage at all. Because like you would fall and you're like, fuck, I just took damage. And I'm like, that counts.
That counts as a hit. Man.
The floor. Like,
there's a boss fight where Great Owl like throws a smoke bomb down and like backs up and it does no damage.
Okay.
All it does is unlock you.
Yeah.
But
does that count?
The community's deemed that as a hit. Yeah, like so many things count. You have to be flawless. It's so tough, man. It's so tough. Like I'm at the point where like I'm sort of giving less of a fuck about the community. I love Team Hitless. I love everyone in it, but I'm giving less of a fuck about getting my name on the website and more like if I can beat this game without taking damage, I'll be happy.
You get your name on a website?
Yeah, there's a whole website, man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a whole.
Oh, that's cool.
There's a whole huge community.
Yeah.
And the Sekiro list isn't that long because it's such a fucking hard game.
Yeah.
I could still be within like the top 10 people.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? Holy shit.
Yeah.
So you have to do the entire game without getting hit.
Yeah.
So you get hit, you start again.
Yeah. I go from the title screen to the end credits, and then I have to show my profile. Like when I have to go load game and be like, this is how long it took me in game. It has to be a single segment run in its entirety. Yeah.
How many times have you restarted a run?
Currently, I think we're on like run 33.
Oh.
But that's like plus 5 years ago when I was also doing this run then. That was in like run 50 odd.
Do you not get bored?
No.
No?
No. Well, it's not. Bored is definitely not it because I need to stay so focused for the whole duration.
Yeah.
That's what I'm noticing, like where I'm getting most of my hits is because I'm yapping to chat. I'm talking shit and I get bored. So I'm like, oh, chat can have song requests now and they can like ask for whatever song they want. And it's always like fucking some we play Pokemon Go gummy bear bullshit.
Hey, you love Gummy Bear. Let's not get started.
Yeah, but no, what I'm trying to fucking no-hit Sekiro. I don't need that then. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, all I've done is play Sekiro. I played a little bit of Sonic Frontiers, which I'm sure we'll get into.
Yes, we will.
And I played a little bit of Baldur's Gate over Christmas.
How was that?
I love it.
Cool.
It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
If you like Dungeons and Dragons, or if you're even remotely interested in Dungeons and Dragons, get Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
It's the experience like perfected.
So.
Yeah,
I really need to get to it, but
you need time.
Yeah,
you need time.
It's one of those games that like I'm so terrified to start because of how I know how long that game is gonna last. It's my same thing with the Persona series. I'd love to play a Persona, but like I know is a minimum of like 100 hours I gotta play just to like.
Well, you say that it's as much as time as you want to put into it, really, because like I'm blasting through the main story. I'm just also fucking about.
Yeah,
so much.
Yeah, how many hours you put into it so far?
I want to say about 50, because I started when I was off work over Christmas.
Yeah,
and that first week I put fucking a lot of time into it.
Yeah,
less lately, but it's not as a concentration heavy game as you'd think it is. It's very easy to put on for half hour and just be like, do a couple things.
That's fine. My problem is my ADHD ass brain doesn't like I can't physically play a game for too long. Like I have to like move on to something else. I could be loving the game.
No, that ain't
like
me.
Like you briefly talked about Sonic Frontiers, and like by the time, because I also played the game, which we'll get into, but all the updates are out now. There's like DLC and stuff, and I was really, really enjoying the game. And the DLC is free. I looked online to like learn about the DLC, and it was like, oh, it's like a 7-8 hour experience. Now you'd think, I'm like, oh, that's just more of what I love. I'll obviously play it. Absolutely not. I will never touch it because I can't. Because I've done like the story and like got the platinum trophy, whatever. I can't play that game. Even though I really liked it, I can't go back to it.
Why?
There's something in my brain that's just that's done.
Though.
Yeah,
I'm done with it.
Yeah,
Oh wow, there's not many games I feel like that about. That I'm just like done with.
I struggle a lot of the times with specifically DLC. Like if a game, like a good example, Resident Evil 4 remake, loved it. I had such a good time. But the Separate Ways DLC came out later.
Yeah.
I didn't play it. I'm never going to play it. I loved the game.
Because your brain is turned off because you've done the campaign.
Yeah.
Played the fuck out of it and you're like, that's done now.
Yes. I need to move on to something else. Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
Man. No.
And I always have like, this is getting into like my issues. I always have like 2 or 3 games going at the same time because like I could play a game for like 2 hours and then I'm kind of like, I feel like I need to play a different game now because I feel like I'm not getting anywhere and I'm wasting my time.
Wow.
So I have to play another game. So I feel like I'm making use of my time.
I'm the dead opposite.
I wish I was, but I'm not.
Playing Sonic, I'm loving Sonic Frontiers. I'm like, I'll play an hour of Baldur's Gate, and I've forgotten I own Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah,
I will completely forget. I'm a one game at a time person.
I can't.
Because I know if I switch over, I'll lose the other one entirely.
No, so right now I have 2 games on the go right now. 2 because the others are like multiplayer stuff. So yeah, right now I'm playing Dragon Age: The Veil Guard. And Dragon Age, is it good?
Is it good?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one. My relationship with Dragon Age is so weird because it was a series that I really, really wanted to get into for years.
And it's so fucking cool.
It does
look cool.
Like literally everything about it, I should love. I love BioWare. I love Knights of the Republic. I love Mass Effect, and nearly all of those things, gameplay wise, especially Dragon Age Origins, are there. And so you'd think, oh, I'd be well into that.
Yeah.
But it took me the longest time to get into that series. I don't know what it was. Even to this day, people say Origins is the best one, and Origins is the one that I can't get into. I finished Inquisition. Wow. I played through Inquisition last year, and that was the one that finally got me into the series, and I really, really dug it. Really, really liked Inquisition a lot. And then I went back and I played 2. And to my surprise, everyone says 2 is like the worst one. And I'm like, this is pretty good. The story in 2 is really, really cool. I love the story. I loved all the characters. I loved that like the game almost has like 2 or 3 different endings because like you think it ends at some point, but then it continues, and like it was really, really cool. I understand the complaints people have with 2 because it's all in Kirkwall essentially. And you kind of just like change between the daytime and the nighttime more than anything. So I can get like that's a little bit boring, but it never hit me. But Origins, I can't. I've tried so many different times, and the last time I played it was about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, and the same thing would always happen with Origins, where I would get to a point where it would be against a boss fight or something, and I would just get absolutely smashed by this boss. It'd be different bosses every time.
Yeah.
But I would always hit that point where I would struggle against a boss. And Origins is weird because there's no grinding in the game. So like the only way you can beat a boss is like, oh, just get good. But
the Dark Souls initiative, yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. But because of the gameplay mechanics of Origins, it's not turn-based combat. It's very Knights of the Old Republic. It's very stop-starty kind of thing. So you pause, and you're like, right, I'm gonna do like 3 basic attacks, whatever, to like this guy. But like, if that enemy now decides to fucking hit you whilst you're already attacking, you can't then change to block or dodge or whatever. You are stuck in that animation until it ends. So you can't. it's not a case of getting good in terms of like how you play it. It's more like looking after your party members and like in Origins,
understanding the game rather than
understanding the game and also being like you have to look after your party members so much in Origins, and I can't be bothered for it. I'd rather them just kind of like crack on by themselves. I hate looking after them, and like you pause the game and you're like, right, I'm gonna have my character do all these moves. Right, I gotta go to this other character now and make sure they're doing all these moves. Right, I gotta sort for this character. And like, it does my head in, and I can't for the life of me. Like Knights of the Republic, I didn't have this issue. Like the party members would just kind of look after themselves. And in none of the other Dragon Age games have I had this issue. It's just in Origins. And I just don't think I'm good enough to play it. I just can't. I wish I could. So that's kind of my entry then into Veilguard, was I'm coming in as an Inquisition fan first, going back to 2, which I ended up really liking, and I would love to love Origins, but I just don't. So Veilguard
is shit.
Is
dog water.
Weird.
Donkey dick.
No, it's good, but like it is so different to every single other Dragon Age game that I've played. And I'm not a Dragon Age professional by any means, but like...
There's a big gap, no, between games?
Huge gap, nearly 10, I think about 10 years since Inquisition came out, but I could be wrong. But what I think is they've used that time to, even though it's a continuation and it's in that universe and Varric's there and Hardin's there and stuff, I feel like they've almost acted like a soft reboot because the world looks completely different. Like even like there was a gap between 2 and Inquisition, but those 2 games still looked like they existed in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like art style was the same, characters looked the same, enemy designs were similar. You could be like, right, that enemy would fit in this place. Mm-hmm. Veilguard is like a different story completely. All the enemy designs are completely different. They don't look like they fit into the Dragon Age world whatsoever. The environments don't look like they're in the same universe. The characters, like the normal characters, there's a new art style to the game, so none of the characters look the same. There was always kind of like almost like a grittiness to the previous Dragon Age, which is all gone now. It's very like Pixar-esque kind of looking, which isn't bad. The game visually is stunning. Like it looks insane. It is such a good looking game, but it's very jarring to come in. If you've gone like, oh, I'm going to play the other Dragon Age games before playing Veilguard.
Yeah.
It is fucking weird. Like it is so weird to jump in. Like the Darkspawn enemies in the game. I know they try and make an excuse in the story of why they look different, but they look unrecognizable, and like the enemy designs in the game wouldn't fit in the other games. That isn't to say that it's bad. Like the designs are not bad, the characters are not bad looking. It's just different.
Do you think that's the developers trying to keep up with where games are now, rather than carrying on? Or?
I don't know, because like there's been a want for like a new Dragon Age for such a long time that I feel like people would have been happy if it still looked like Dragon Age. I just think they kind of wanted to change it up. Like maybe Inquisition didn't sell as much as they wanted to, so they were like, we're just gonna fuck it, we got all this creative freedom, let's do what we want. And I respect that. I can get behind that completely. And that's what I mean. Like none of it is bad. It's just very different and weird. Like I think you could call the game something else completely and it would still work.
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, this is a new franchise. And you'd be like, okay, cool. Like none of this looks similar to any other franchise anyway. So like it would be fine. I'm about 24 hours in right now. So I'm enjoying the game. Like I'm not hating it. The only negative that I'm running into right now, man, is the dialogue.
No.
The dialogue is so bad. Not consistently. It isn't consistently bad, but like whenever they try to be funny,
oh, the worst.
it's kind of like, it's like,
fuck.
You know, like the worst MCU movie. It's like that level of humor. Like the humor is like someone going like, it's right behind me, isn't it?
Oh,
and like someone being like, well, that just happened. And you're like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't need to say that. Like I have audibly groaned so much to like the jokes and stuff in the game. Like even Sean has walked past and I've heard her going like, oof. Like, the jokes in the game are so bad. Like, and they're that bad that they're like, I remember them. So like everything else in the game could be class, but I'm like, oh man.
That's what's sticking with you.
Yeah, I'm like
it's
that.
Such an outlier.
It sticks out so much compared to the rest of the game that is so jarring, and I'm like, I can't get past it in some places. There's one character in particular that spews so much garbage from their mouth that I'm like, you were never being in my party.
Is it me?
But they do my head in that much, and I'm like, I can't take you out. Like, I can't deal with them. Other than that, it's a fun game. Like, I'm 24 hours in, and I'm still playing more of it. I would compare it more, weirdly enough, to Hogwarts Legacy than I would Dragon Age.
Ooh.
In terms of how it plays, in terms of how the armor system works, because for some fucking reason, every game now has a menu system like Destiny. And I hate it. Why the fuck does every game now you open up your inventory and you get a fucking circle-ass cursor to select your items? I hate it. It does my head in. The first time I saw it was Destiny, and every now and again it pops up, and I hate it every time I see it because it takes ages to fucking slowly scroll. I don't have a mouse. I'm playing on PlayStation. Like, what are you playing at? Like, let me just press a fucking D-pad and go down to different items rather than slowly scroll across the screen.
Slow down. Calm down, first of all. You're upsetting me.
Sorry.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you, do you mean like the circle, like in like Red Dead when you're picking your weapons and shit, like a circle menu?
Mm-mm. No.
Or do you mean like a menu, like where you, like an apps menu on a TV, but instead of like going through the apps, like Netflix or whatever, you have an actual circle that you move with the analog stick?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
I feel like I've never seen that.
It is in well, you don't play on console that much, do you?
No, I guess not.
So you wouldn't.
I guess not.
It is
yeah,
on so many console games now. It popped up on the first time I saw it was Destiny, and
past Destiny by
it shows up so often now, and I'm like, it is not an improvement to navigate menus. I don't know why. For some reason, devs are chucking it in everything now. I prefer just give me a highlighted box and I move it with the D-pad and. But no, you get a fucking cursor as if you're playing a PC game, but you're using an analog stick, and it drives me mad. It was in Hogwarts as well. But when I compare it to Hogwarts, it's like, I like it. Like, it's not a bad thing at all. Again, it's just a different thing compared to the other games where like you get sets of armor rather than like, oh, use different leg plates, use different gauntlets, use a chest plate. Yeah. You can change your helmet. Other than that, it's just a full set of armor. And you are more looking at the stats of that armor rather than the look of it because you can transmog everything. So like, even if the armor set you're wearing is ugly as sin, but the stats are good,
you can just make it look
transmog a different armor set that you like the look of more. And I like that. I dig that. I am playing, just so everyone knows, I'm playing the entire game with Hawk's armor set from Dragon Age 2 transmogged onto whatever I'm wearing because it's a fucking class looking armor. But
you all know how we feel about customization on this show.
Yeah. But again, that was like Hogwarts. Hogwarts did a very similar thing where like it almost didn't matter what you were wearing. You could transmog everything. But it's just different from the other games. But not in a bad way. It's just different and it's kind of unexpected. Other than that, I've been playing... We briefly spoke last time that I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake and really enjoying it.
Yes.
I beat Final Fantasy VII Remake.
So that's done. We're not playing that ever again.
Loved it. Yeah, never playing it again. And that's another thing, right? The DLC came out for that, the Yuffie DLC, and people were like, oh, 100% play this before you play the next one, Rebirth. I'm like, nah.
No. I beat that game.
I'm playing...
Fuck you.
I enjoyed Remake that much that I am now playing the Crisis Core Remake on Switch. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. Which is like a prequel to Final Fantasy VII.
Fun.
And so it's good, but it isn't like 7 remake quality because it was originally a PSP game. So you're still dealing with a lot of
yeah.
those limitations. It just looks nicer and it's nicer to play. So a lot of it is kind of like you're in a corridor, you run for a bit, you get into a fight, you run for like a second more, and then a cutscene plays, and it's a lot of that. Excuse me. But I'm enjoying the story, and I'm really, really glad that the story is shorter. Because I don't think I could have played the game for as long as I played Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I think I put about 40 hours into that one.
No, those fuckers are long, man.
I put about 40 hours into 7 Remake. I don't think I could do that for Crisis Core. I think I'm 9 hours in now, and like I've just hit a point of no return. I'm on chapter 8. I think there's 10 chapters in the game overall. I think I'll probably get it done at around 11, 12 hour mark. And for that game, it's a perfect length. Any longer, and I might have wanted to jump ship.
Yeah.
So I'm really enjoying that. It's really cool seeing like Sephiroth as a good guy and like how he turns, and seeing Zack, who by the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, spoilers if anyone didn't play it.
Me.
It changes the story. So originally, Zack is dead. By the time he dies at the end of Crisis Core.
Okay.
The end of Final Fantasy VII Remake, it is insane. I can't really understand it. I don't get it. But Cloud ends up traveling to this place in the universe where he's told by Sephiroth, like, you have X amount of time or whatever.
Denny's.
And you can change whatever. I don't know why, but he's like, change whatever you want in the timeline. Go ahead. Fucking what do I care? So...
and he's like, I want Zack.
Pretty much, yeah. So they reveal at the end that, like, you see the cutscene where he originally dies, but then, like, and then it cuts away, and then by the end of the game, you get the end of that cutscene where usually the original cutscene he's now dead, but you see him sort of walk off with Cloud into Midgar. So I'm very, very interested to play Rebirth and see where it goes, because I really like Zack as a character. I think he's a really cool character. He's the exact opposite of Cloud. And if you watch the last episode, I wasn't a fan of Cloud. So, like, I'm down. Like, you want to give me someone a bit more upbeat and a bit more sort of personality, I'm here for it. But those are the two I've been playing.
Fun. I've got similar reservations about... there's part 2 of the Metal Gear Solid, like, Legacy Collection coming soon.
Yeah, they haven't announced what's in that yet, though, are they?
No, but you can hazard a fucking good guess.
Yeah, you could put it together, yeah.
It's going to be Metal Gear 4,
Yes.
Peace Walker.
Was Peace Walker not in the first one?
No.
No?
No.
Man, you could get the HD collection on PS3 and that had Peace Walker in
Yeah,
there.
and I love it. I love it. Absolutely adore it.
Because I have that collection on PS3, and so when they put out the new one, I was like, no. Like, what the fuck? No.
Yeah, no, it had 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
The first
I've
collection.
got one on PS1, I don't need it.
But as much as I love Peace Walker, it's still a PSP game.
Oh,
So it's only going to be so big and so,
Yeah.
you know, it can only
Yeah.
be so up to date. I'm busting for a remake of Peace Walker.
Yeah, that'd
Metal
be
Gear
sick.
Solid 5 style, like
Yeah,
ground up.
yeah. That
But-
would have to be built from the ground up completely, though.
It would have to be in another universe because Konami fucking
Yeah.
dropping the ball lately.
What do you think? So, like,
Yeah,
if they
it's
put 3 games in the collection, what do you think the third game would be?
my boss thinks it's going to be 5,
I think it's going to be 5.
but it's too.
It's lazy.
It's lazy as fuck because that already exists every
Yes.
way, and it's the
but I
most up to
think-
date thing.
But it isn't. It's not currently on next gen consoles. Technically, it's still on like PS4. There's no
Who gives
next
a
gen
fuck?
update. No, this is what I
Like-
mean. Because no doubt it's backwards compatible as well, so you could just pick it up whatever.
Yeah.
I genuinely think it's going to be 5.
I'll be a bit disappointed if it is.
You know what I want?
But then what else
Metal Gear
could it be?
Rising.
I love Metal Gear Rising.
Let's put Metal Gear Rising in there.
Fucking love Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll be a bit sad if it's not on there. Or if it doesn't even get mentioned. They seem to want to like bury it as soon as it came out.
I know, yeah.
But it's amazing.
It is a class game. I love
Fucking
Rising.
awesome.
I love Metal Gear Rising. The only thing I wish was different with Rising was like, as much as I love it, I kind of wish we had the original version that was gonna come out when they initially announced it, when like Kojima was working on it, because
all that passed me by. I have no idea.
oh mate, the
you're meant to
original
have.
version of Rising. So they were gonna bridge the gap between 2 and 4. which they've never explained.
fuck.
They were going to be like, yeah, you want to know how Raiden became a fucking cyborg?
Yeah,
Here's
that would have
story.
been mint. Yeah. Oh, fuck.
And I kind of wish, like, even though I love what we have, I wish we had that game. Oh, I wish we just had like another game that did
Metal
that
Gear
now.
Rising 2.
Yeah. Just
Metal
go
Gear
do it
Rising
now.
Origins.
There is nothing stopping Konami from doing that now. You you have the rights. Get Platinum Games to do it. They did Rising and it was class.
Konami are a business designed to make bad decisions. They're like fucking Wheatley from Portal 2. They're designed to make the wrong decision.
But they're coming
always.
back. They want to get in the good graces of gamers again. All those Silent Hill games, Metal Gear Solid Delta coming out. Just give us Rising 2. You don't have to call it Rising 2. Call it something else. But give us that story. I want to know how Raiden turned into a cyborg ninja.
Raiden's Balloon Ride.
Yeah, call it
Raiden's
that.
Train Magic Balloon Ride.
Yeah, call it that.
And just make a fucking awesome Rising clone.
Get Platinum on it and let's go.
We're a Platinum now. What the fuck are they doing? I love Platinum so much.
I'll fucking tell you what they're doing in the news.
Is that a really good segue?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love this shit. Oh,
So-
God.
In the announcements last time, they revealed that there was a new Ninja Gaiden game coming out and it was going to be a 2D Metroidvania game.
Yes, I saw.
Well, guess what?
a little bit
We're
about
getting
it.
fucking more Ninja Gaiden games with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black remake has come out, day one Game Pass. That isn't the biggest one. Ninja Gaiden 4 has also been announced, developed by Platinum Games.
Mint. Wow. I feel like that could have been planned. But
Yeah, I know.
I'm not allowed to see the notes.
Like,
so
what are
that's
Platinum
amazing.
doing now? Wow.
Wow, let
Ninja
me tell
Gaiden 4. Yeah. But yeah, we're getting Ninja Gaiden's coming back in a fucking big bad way all of a sudden with a remake of 2, like the black version of 2. It came out like they announced it was one of the, I love those announcements where they go, oh yeah, here's a game, by the way, fucking out now, and it's on Game Pass, so go download it. Which is sick. And I've never played a Ninja Gaiden game, but like they announced that, and I'm like,
I played a fair amount of Ninja Gaiden. They're great games.
I'd love to
really
get
great
into
games.
them.
Tough.
And
though.
I've heard they're tough,
They're
yeah.
tough.
But yeah, man, like you're gonna remake 2 to make it look a bit nicer. Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll download it. I don't have to pay. It's on Game Pass.
What does Ninja Gaiden 4 look like? Have they shown anything?
They have shown gameplay. I took a little screen grab of the artwork for it.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to see it.
That's definitely artwork, yeah.
That is artwork for it. It looks like a real nice polished Ninja Gaiden game.
Does it look like a Platinum game or a Souls-like? Dare I ask? Because I want a Souls-like Ninja Gaiden.
So it does look more Souls-like than other Ninja Gaiden games in terms of like they briefly showed like boss fights and stuff, and I'm like, oh well, that kind of looks a bit similar.
Yeah.
But I think the moment-to-moment gameplay looks more like Platinum are fucking built for Ninja Gaiden, so like it looks like Ninja Gaiden, and it looks like what Platinum are good at. But it's coming out fucking this year. Oh man, there's like three Ninja Gaiden games this year.
Fuck Ninja Gaiden. There's like 1 billion games coming out this year.
I realized earlier, as part of the news as well, the new Doom game got a release date. I can't remember exactly where it is, but it's like May or April or something. And I was putting it together. Every single month up until like June, there is a major release coming out on Game Pass. Avowed is next month, which I cannot wait for. March is Adamfall, which I also can't wait for because it looks like a British Fallout Stalker type game. April.
Borderlands?
That's not.
Is that not even Game Pass?
It's not Game Pass.
Still coming out though.
It's coming
March.
out, yeah. April is this. Oh, April I think is South of Midnight, which looks really really cool. And then May is Doom, and like that is fucking mental. Absolutely insane.
It's going to be a fucking crazy year.
It really is. Another
Game
one.
of the year is going to be so tight. I think we
Yes.
talked about that, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah, but at the same time it is nice because I feel like the last 2 years have been pretty quiet, especially last year.
The last year was kind of a ghost town.
Yeah.
If you wanted to catch up on games, last year was the time to do it.
Yeah. Like there's even I don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming out this year. That Control. Did you ever play Control, Remedy's game?
No.
Loved it. Platinumed it. But there's a multiplayer.
Never played again.
Yeah, I did play the DLC for that one.
Rule broken. That's how good that was.
Well, they were like, use Alan Wake DLC, so I was like, go on then.
It goes against everything in my psyche, but you know, I like Alan Wake.
There's a Control multiplayer game coming out at some point this year, developed by Remedy, that looks mental, but that's also like day one Game Pass. And man, honestly, you could not buy a single game this year and just take out Game Pass for the year, and like it would pay for itself, because you were getting a major game release like nearly every single month. And people still find ways to complain about Game Pass, and I'll never understand it.
Man, every single one, every one person will complain about something.
Yeah.
Even
if something is perfect, like Game Pass.
And me.
Yeah, he's pretty good too.
You did remind me though, real quick, just to go back to what we've played this year.
Yeah.
So far. I forgot, because it's a mobile game. I've been playing the fuck out of Balatro.
Oh, really?
It's so fucking... Wow. I'm a gambler, man. It's so fucking good. Real quick, I'm not going to get into it, because like I can't even begin to explain to you. But the way I had it explained to me, and what sold me on it, was you'll play one hand and go, this isn't for me. I don't get it. You'll play another hand and you go, oh, well, that makes sense. And then you play another 50,000 hands and get sucked in. So worth playing.
Yeah.
Absolutely worth the money. Fuck Wheel of Fortune. They'll get it.
They'll get it.
Fuck Wheel of Fortune, man.
Okay, sick.
1 in 4, my fucking... No, I'm okay.
Now, the other huge news that finally got revealed was the Switch 2.
Yes.
We finally... So, you know what the funniest thing about this reveal, right? Is the designs got leaked months ago.
Yeah.
Even like weeks ago, there was like someone with a fucking Switch 2 and was like, no, this is it. And Nintendo... well, then Nintendo were like, no, that's not it. And then they came out with the video and it's like, no, that is it. That was it. That was the Switch 2.
That's not it, I swear.
Yeah, no, it looks nothing like that. That isn't official. It's like, no, it is.
Meanwhile, they're like in the back with like a hedgehog stapled to a tablet. And they're like, fucking, that's what it should look like. I'm going to be the cynic, right? I'm going to be the critical, right? It just looks like a Switch.
It's a bigger Switch.
It's a Switch.
So, well, here's the thing, right? I understand why it's just a bigger Switch. And I think it's like the Switch, like you can't underestimate just how popular and successful that console was, right? Huge.
I get it.
And I feel like if Nintendo came out with anything else, people would be like, this isn't what I want. Like I want, because people wanted the Switch Pro. We didn't get it.
That's basically what that is, though.
Well, this is the thing.
Just like 5 years too late.
That's what people are asking for, because people love the concept of the Switch. And I feel like if they did anything different at this point, I kind of feel bad for them in a way, because I hope they're not locked in to this for life. Like, I hope the console after this is back to Nintendo being, like, doing something weird, like putting a fucking handle on a console again or something. Yeah. But, like, I get why this is the next console. It's kind of like how they went from the Wii to the Wii U, because the Wii was also, like, crazy successful, so they tried to ride that out for a bit longer.
Yeah,
but they fucked up massively with the Wii U, because they should have just called it the Wii 2, because the amount of people who thought the Wii U was just the controller was insane.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. I think the design's really nice. It's bigger than the Switch. I'll chuck it in the middle.
But that's the base Switch, though, right?
The OLED is the same size.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought the OLED was a bit bigger.
So the OLED, the screen is bigger. So like the bezels on the side are smaller. The overall console itself is the same size.
Okay.
So we got a slightly bigger console. I do kind of like how the controllers snap into place now rather than slide in. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, that's going to cause a lot less issues, because people, fuck that up a lot.
Yeah. one thing I find really funny about the design is like, so like you can see it doesn't zoom in, but you see how like the colors on like the analog sticks are the same as like the original Switch.
Yeah.
It almost feels like the original Switch is under there somewhere. They've just like put this like case around it to make it bigger.
Yeah.
They've just took the original Switch and like tried to make it bigger, but it's in there somewhere. I'm kind of hoping there's other color variants of this thing when it comes
there will
out.
be. There'll be a fucking Animal Crossing variant.
I hope. Well, like
Triforce
when the
variant.
Switch came out, you either had that blue or red thing or like the gray one. And like right now, we just seen the gray one. I'm kind of hoping we get one with a bit of color because like
that's a little bland at the minute.
it's very bland looking. Yeah, like I appreciate the colors underneath the analog sticks and like you see it there, but like it is kind of bland looking and I'm kind of hoping we see a little. I'm still sad about the name. I wish they called it the Super Nintendo Switch, but we live in a society.
Man, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I've never even heard anyone say that.
I would have loved that if they called it the Super Nintendo Switch, but here we are.
My problem is just the same problem I've had with Nintendo for the past 20 fucking years, is they're just so fucking slow.
Yeah.
This is a 5-year-old concept.
Yeah.
Switch, 2 or 3 years, Switch Pro, we'd be on another console by now.
Yeah.
Any other company. And they're lagging, man. On games and consoles and ideas.
Well, you know what the issue is? I'm going to fucking buy it. I'm going to buy 2.
I ain't. I'm not, man.
Because you can say what you will about their consoles. Nintendo are unmatched when it comes to games, and I will take that to my grave. They are one of the only publishers and developers out there right now that I feel are still trying their best to innovate with every fucking game they put out. Every Mario game.
The mainline stuff.
Yeah, the mainline stuff, yeah. But like
for every Breath of the Wild, there's a Link's crossbow training.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But it can't be every game.
But like anytime there's a big, like if there's a fucking 3D Mario game, if there's a Zelda game coming out, that is an event.
Yeah.
And like you can't really say that to like, even like, man, fucking look at, it's depressing, but like you look at Halo and like up until Reach, those were event games. Infinite came out like a fart in the wind. And like that was it. And like
a couple of people are like, no, it's just like real Halo.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Okay.
But like Nintendo, I feel they still have that like hold on those games because they haven't let up. Like, what other studio can you say like the last game they put out in the series was the best one they've done? Oh. Like that is insane.
Oh,
like,
From Software. Sorry, I'm holding my Dark Souls boys high here.
You would say Elder Scrolls is the best one.
Elden Ring.
Elder Scrolls. Fuck me. Yeah.
I would. It's not. Yeah. It's the same argument I've got with Breath of the Wild, right? It's not my favorite one, but it probably is just the best one because every FromSoft game gets better as it comes out.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Dark Souls 2 haters, but
like,
it does. They get better every game.
You look at other series and like in a similar series, then like I don't know, like we compare it to maybe like there's fucking loads of Ratchet and Clank games. We'll say those.
Yeah.
Are people saying Rift Apart is really, really good, but are people saying it's the best one? No. They'll probably say like one of the PS2 games are the best one. But like
3.
But like
love 3.
You talk about Mario and like fuck man, Odyssey was good. Odyssey was really, really good. And like it makes you then excited for the next one because you're like, fuck it, how the fuck are they gonna top that? And they might, because Nintendo were crazy. They might top it.
I'm thinking about picking up Odyssey again because I used to speedrun it a little bit.
Oh yeah.
In lockdown times.
Yeah.
And I got like a top 200 time. But I didn't have recording equipment back then or a stream, so none of it's official.
Take your word.
You're taking my word at the minute, yeah. But you know, I could easily get that back.
Yeah,
I feel like. So I'm thinking about picking up Odyssey again because it's fucking awesome. But I only got a Switch for Odyssey and Breath of the Wild or whatever after those games came out. I need to see what they're going to do with it because that fucking 20-second Mario Kart clip
well,
ain't going to fucking sell me on it.
That was my biggest issue with the reveal as a whole, is like they showed the console and it's like, all right, well, we already knew what this thing looked like thanks to the thousands of leaks. And
we know what it can do because it's a fucking Switch.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, there'll be a direct in like April or something with the games. And I'm like, they should have done that. They should have done that straight away. Because like, it's very easy to get excited for a new Nintendo console. But like, without seeing what's going to be out launch date, like, what else is there for me to get excited? I can't get excited. This isn't a new concept anymore. No. So there is nothing to get excited about.
That's what I'm saying, man. Nintendo are just fucking slow. Here's the console. Here's where you can play on it. Buy our shit.
They should have. That's what they should have done.
Got a bit aggressive there. Sorry.
They really should have showed us some launch games. Even if they didn't show all of the launch games, just some of them.
Yeah.
Show us the big ones, the first party launch games. Show us what's coming out.
That clip of the Mario Kart game, that's all we've seen, right?
That is all we've seen. And people are like that desperate that they're like, oh, Donkey Kong looks different.
Fuck that,
There's a new art style.
Fuck that.
Because they've shown nothing else.
It doesn't get much better than 8. I'm sorry. I don't think it does get much better than
like 8.
Because they brought back almost every track that was worth playing.
Yeah.
It's definitive. I don't know how.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same about the Super, like, Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Like, that is the definitive one at this point.
Like,
we'll see, man. I'm looking forward to see what comes out as a launch. Apparently, it's rumored that, like, Microsoft are going to be bringing out the Master Chief Collection on Switch 2, which is insane. And that'd
just be controversial more than anything.
Be weird, yeah. But like, even though I've played those games thousands of times, I'd be like, oh, it would be fun to play it on the Switch.
Play it on a Switch, though. And Nintendo buttons. Whoa.
But I'm fascinated. I'm also excited because Nintendo consoles are never known for their power.
No,
let's be honest.
Fucked.
Like, even when the Switch came out, it was underpowered. I'm interested to see how powerful this thing is, and more importantly, the price. Because the Switch came out pretty cheap, and it stayed at that price, even now, which I think it should go down in price, but it hasn't. I'm very interested. I'm gonna guess this thing is gonna come out at about.
I've got a guess too.
I'm gonna guess somewhere between 300 and 350.
Oh, that's way lower than what I'm going for.
What's your guess?
I'm gonna guess 500 British sterling.
Days. If it is £500, it can get fucked.
That's what I think they're gonna do, man.
Well, the Switch 1 came out at about 270, 280. And I'm trying to think of like the power.
In hindsight, that's crazy cheap for how good that console was.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like Nintendo consoles, because none of them, they're not powerhouses. And obviously with this design, like nothing is new here. So like they didn't have to put that much money into like the design or the R&D of it. They just improving what was already there. So like, I feel like it's going to be, it has to be cheaper than a PS5 and an Xbox for this to work. Because let's also not forget, Nintendo consoles are family-oriented consoles, right?
Yeah.
It's what people get for kids get at Christmas. This could very well be someone's very first console, and if they want to put this out for like 500, 550,
it's not going to be their first console.
Because at that point, you're competing directly with a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox. People are just going to get a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox. But this has to undercut it.
Can you imagine, though, if Nintendo came out and they said, yeah, it's a Switch 2, but it's as strong as PS4 Pro, give or take, because they're not going to keep up with the PS5. But imagine if they came out and said, this can run fucking big games.
It might, but it's...
Red Dead 2, there you go.
There's the potential that could be real.
I kind of think they need to do that.
Because the Switch came out like during the PS4 era, like at the very end of the PS4 era.
Yeah.
But like, it can run PS4 games not very well.
No.
But it can run PS3 and 360 games all right. It can do those pretty well. I played LA Noire on it and it was fine. But you can play Skyrim on it and it's fine. So if the Switch 2 comes out and it's like, oh, it's a PS4 Pro, I get it. Yeah. I'd understand it.
They're just like a generation and a half behind.
They are. In terms of power. But then like Nintendo exclusives, I feel like look insane. Like Odyssey looks apart from Breath of the Wild runs like shit, I'd be honest. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom run like ass.
Do they?
Yes, they run so mate, you get to especially in Breath of the Wild, the I can't remember the name of the place, but it's
Zora Domain.
No. The place where the fucking dancing guy lives.
Oh, the forest, the fucking Kokiri forest.
Yeah, that place. You get in, it chugs like a motherfucker.
I've not noticed.
Oh, I remember that vividly. The rest of the game was fine, but that place just chugged.
I know that Tears of the Kingdom has had issues when I'm like standing in a tree.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no, I've not noticed that.
They're pretty good at making their exclusives look as best as they possibly can and make the use of the consoles. So I'm sure the exclusives are going to look class. It's when third parties get involved. It's kind of like, might get a bit dicey. Like Witcher 3 running on the Switch, I would not recommend playing Witcher 3
and
on
Nintendo
Switch.
love a third party, don't they?
They do. Some of them run okay. Like I've heard the Doom and Doom Eternal like on Switch. It's like apparently it runs like it's surprisingly okay. And like Alien Isolation on Switch. Someone did like a graphics comparison. Somehow it looks better on Switch than it does on PS4. I don't know how. I have no idea how it's possible. But I'm looking forward to it. I wish they announced the launch lineup. When do you think this is going to come out?
Oh, if it doesn't come out this year, it
has to come out this year.
They're in bad position. It's going to be in time for Christmas. I think October, November.
I think earlier. I think the launch lineup will be announced in April. Yeah. I think this thing is coming out in either May or June.
Oh, like right after?
Yes. Oh. Because the Switch 1 came out in like March. Like Nintendo don't really put out their consoles around like October, November. Plus, because those times are so bogged down with like huge. You gotta remember, fucking GTA 6 is coming out this year, man. That game comes out, nobody is gonna buy anything else.
No one wants to go near GTA 6. Really.
No, you want to be like, is GTA 6? There's no release date yet.
No, fuck.
All we know is that it's supposed to be coming this year. But like, you want to tell me 1 week GTA 6 is coming out, and the week after they're like, here's a Switch 2 for anyone who cares.
No one cares.
No one's gonna care.
No one gives a shit.
This will be May or June, I think. I think June at a push. I think it'll come out in May.
Did you see the video of the guy who's like did you watch like the announcement video and it's like showing off all the Switch or whatever and the controllers like gliding across the table?
Yeah.
Do you see the guy who's like, oh, it's going to be a mouse? Mm-hmm. Is that real?
Yeah.
It's going to be like a working mouse.
Well, they haven't said it, but when they did that, there was like that weird attachment on the bottom of it too. Apparently there's like an infrared like sensor thing on there and it is going to work as a mouse. Why you would want to use it as a mouse, I don't know.
Yeah, is that not going against everything that the Switch is like designed for?
A little bit. I suppose it depends on what mode you play it on, because you could put it up on a desk and flick the stand and use it then as like a little laptop screen, I suppose. But then like you wouldn't have a fucking keyboard.
Yeah, like I don't know, man.
I think it would
work.
It's
a weird thing to include.
I feel like it would work on games like Professor Layton and stuff. Then I get it. But like, I mean, we'll see it. Like this is the thing. Right now, this is all speculation because we didn't see any games.
Fucking games.
So we don't know how this works.
God.
It might be a gimmick thing. I guarantee you in the next Mario game, there'll be something like, oh, take the controller out. You got to fucking spin around.
Do you think it'll have the little, like when the 3DS came out, that little nodule on the games to stop them going into the original Switch? Are they going to be cartridge-based games still?
Yeah, so because you can put, I don't know if it's going to look like the exact same cartridges, but I know you can put Switch cartridges in the console.
Funny, it's going to be funny as fuck if there's just that little node.
There might be, because like if they're the same size, obviously people are going to test putting those in the original Switch. So they'd have to be designed differently. It's just you can also put Switch 1 cartridges in the Switch 2. I didn't think there might be.
It works, man.
This is going to be a little notch. Yeah,
funny. Yeah, there's only there is one thing that Nintendo could do to make me be like, oh, okay, I'm going to get a Switch 2.
Yeah,
Metroid. Give me a new Metroid.
Well,
game.
yeah, I mean, Prime 4 is coming out at some point, right?
No, not Prime. Metroidvania. Metroid.
Oh, like
2D.
What was the last one that came out?
Dread.
Oh yeah.
Fucking awesome. Dread is right. I played it like 3 a.m. and I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking great game. Didn't get pushed enough. Not enough.
No, it didn't get pushed enough. I feel like, I mean, you might get, it's not going to be a launch game at all. No. Maybe at some point. Because Prime 4 needs to come out now. That needs to come out.
Fuck me, that's taking a while.
Yeah. Well, it restarted development, like, and someone's, I think the original Prime developers took over because someone else was attached initially. But that game needs to come out. Or we need, oh my God.
Liam Neeson.
We Liam Neeson to see it. All right, next up.
Yeah, moving on. We're moving on.
We're going to go through some Metacritic reviews real quick. There's not that many because not much stuff has come out.
Nope. It's always quiet this time of year, which is good for us.
Yeah. First up is Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, which are called Remastered. You ever play this on PS1?
No. Yes. No. Wait. Was it just called Star Wars Episode 1?
No, so that's a different game.
That's a different game. I don't know.
So they were two, well, technically three if you include Bombad Racing.
Oh, fuck it.
But there were two Star Wars Episode 1 games on the PlayStation 1. One was just Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Which is the one I know, yeah.
Yeah, and this one was Jedi Power Battles, which
and
is
they
the same story, but it's a different game. It's more sort of brawler type thing.
Okay, yeah.
But it got remastered by Aspyr, who seem to be doing every remaster of Star Wars games. Is it a 58 on Metacritic?
Yeah, it does not looking too good.
It doesn't surprise me because I don't think the game was like that good to begin with.
Again, yeah, like your remake is only as good as the base game.
As the original game.
There's not much you can do about that.
Well, especially when it is just a remaster. Like it's
Yeah.
not even built from the ground up. It's just it still looks like it looks nicer than a PS1 game, but like still looks like
It's
a PS1 game.
it's still a PS1 game though,
Yeah.
fundamentally, and like not many hold up nowadays.
It might be something I pick up because I do remember liking this game a lot, and there is something warm and fuzzy about games like this. If they put it on sale for like a $5, yeah, I'll pick it up. But as it stands, no. Next up,
Bin.
Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Ooh, I like Dynasty
79.
Warriors.
And the word on the street about this one is that it's pretty fucking good. I have only seen people say really good things about it.
I mean, yeah. The thing is with the Dynasty Warriors is like, if you're a fan, then you're a fan.
Yeah.
They don't change.
Yeah.
I got into it because of Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I put 500 hours into Hyrule Warriors,
fuck.
and I could put another 500 in, and I fucking love it.
Did you like Age of Calamity?
Yeah, I loved it.
Did you prefer that one over the original Hyrule Warriors?
Yes and no. Age of Calamity did exactly what I wanted it to. It told the story of Breath of the Wild 100 years before it happened, right? It is the war that sets up Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Mint. It's not crazy long. I 100%ed it. Mint. That's my biggest problem with Hyrule Warriors original is it's 1,000,000 hours long. I've done about 20% of the game in that 500 hours. It's so fucking long. So in a lot of ways, I prefer Age of Calamity, but there are more like I have a more fun time playing Hyrule Warriors because the characters are better. Age of Calamity had like 2 people I like playing as, and then everyone else kind of sucked.
And Age of Calamity is kind of like, as good as it is stuck in that Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah,
universe,
it's
and
got
they can only do certain things with the characters. And stuff.
It's got an identity.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
isn't like Linkle in like the Hyrule Warriors? The original Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors were like, oh fucking anyone you want, any fucking this enemy from Link Between Worlds, get him in there. Like anything with a 3D model was fair game for Hyrule Warriors. And do you know what? They're all fun to play.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 or 3 characters I pick up and I'm like, I fucking can't be dealing with this for like an hour of gameplay. But there's so many characters, it doesn't matter. But yeah.
Well, that's Dynasty Warriors.
That's Dynasty Warriors. We talk about the other similar game that I played. But that's what I'm saying though. Like,
if you like that, you can jump in.
I'm going to jump into that and love it because I know Dynasty Warriors because of that.
Well, from everything I've seen, like on like Blue Sky or Threads or whatever, like the word on there is that it is class. It's a real good one.
I mean, 79 pretty good.
It is. And then
Strong.
the only other one was a new Sniper Elite game, which is also coming out on Game Pass. I feel like there are so many of these Sniper Elite games that come out all the time. They
don't fucking stop, do they?
No, they
the
do
last
not.
One the last one I played was V2, which must have been like 2014.
Yeah,
15.
man. That is like consistency.
Yeah.
That series is not going anywhere, regardless on how one might sell.
And it's still scoring.
76 on Metacritic, man.
If games go down eventually, people get bored. It can be as good and consistent as you want, but people do get bored of a formula. But I guess not.
Yeah, because these games, they have a formula. They stick to the formula.
For sure, yeah.
But like,
people dig them. Man, let me tell you, when you get that first nut shot and you watch the bullet fucking track or that whole mile through both nuts and into the back of another dude.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Good game. Like that serotonin is enough.
That's it for the reviews. Now, we're going to get to the main bulk of the show, even though we're like a good hour 20 in.
Yeah, but we were yapping. It's fine.
We were.
You won't care.
We are going to rank the 3D Sonic games.
Oh, I'm genuinely excited. I'm fucking excited.
Do you want to explain your get-up whilst I set this up? Because I feel like you were very dressed for the occasion.
Well, I wore a suit because it was funny. I saw it. I was getting changed to come here, and I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, that'd be funny." Yeah, haha, suit. Picked my blue one because I knew the Sonic episode was coming up. You mentioned it to me, and I was like, "Wow, can't wait to record it! I can't wait to record it."
Yeah.
For Christmas, I got these earrings. It's Shadow the Hedgehog for PS2. Maybe I'll get Matt a picture he can put up. They're a bit tough to see. But even the back of the game case is like...
Oh my God, it is.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Even the spine is
That's
there.
That's insane.
The detail on them is crazy, yeah.
Holy shit.
They're wonderful earrings. I am ready to rank 3D Sonics because I played Sonic and Knuckles over the weekend.
Wow.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Yeah.
It's shit.
Yeah.
The 3D Sonics are tough to play.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's because like it's my first time through and there are so many like traps to catch first time players. Like, I felt like they wanted me to have a bad time.
Like purposefully.
Purposefully, yeah. I kept getting caught out by shit and I was like, how is anyone supposed to get into this?
Yeah.
But I get it. You play through the level a couple times, you figure out where the high path is, you get quick at it. They're good games. But
right.
3D
Sonic games, baby.
Fucking awesome games.
You know, I didn't realize how much I liked Sonic until because we haven't fucking talked about this. How good was Sonic 3, the movie?
Amazing.
I didn't realize how much of a Sonic fan I was until I watched that film and I was like, holy shit, maybe I like Sonic more than I thought.
No, I knew, man. I knew. I went in because the entire like month before we went to see Sonic 3, anyone I talked to about it be like, oh yeah, it's probably, it's going to be okay. The movies are doing well or whatever. I like Sonic.
Yeah.
And I got the cinema. I was looking up at the fucking doors and I was like, I'm going to love this movie. I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
Yeah.
And I did. I went with my good buddy Joe and every 20 minutes I was like, fucking dude, look, it's fucking blah, blah, blah from Sonic Heroes. I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like, every reference, every fucking bit of dialogue. Shadow the Hedgehog is cold as fuck through the whole thing. Awesome film.
Yes.
Yeah, I got giddy.
And after that, I bought Sonic Frontiers, which we briefly spoke about.
Same.
Platinumed it.
Yeah.
27 hours. Loved it.
I didn't platinum it.
It's not perfect.
I stopped at Chaos Island, but
yeah.
I will go back to it because I love it.
Yeah.
I do love it.
All right, let's start with the tier list.
I also love Callan Quinn that does the soundtrack. Fucking awesome. It's in my car.
So this is going to work like a normal tier list. We got ranks from S to D.
Cool. S for Sonic.
Yeah. A for Amy, B for
Blaze.
There we go. C for
Charmy.
Okay, and D for
Dump.
All right. 16
Dump the Jackal.
16 games in total. I don't think I missed any 3D Sonic games.
Okay.
But if I did, you can
Sonic 3D Blast.
I think that's in you.
No way. No way. That was my first Sonic game.
Yeah, because it was always included in those like mega collections and stuff.
Well, a friend of mine had it for PC when I was in primary school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it was like the only game on his PC.
I always remember seeing the cover for that game, where it's just like Sonic's fucking 3D face and like you see the spikes
and he like looks
shit.
like Shadow. Like,
Yeah. I remember seeing that vividly. But let's start. And the first up on the list is Sonic Forces.
Oh fuck. I thought we were off to a good start. Okay, D, right? Off the rip, it's got to be D.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I know we briefly talked about it in the car on the way down. There's nothing inherently wrong with Sonic Forces other than it's just boring.
Yeah, it goes against the fundamental of video game thinking.
It kind of plays itself.
No, like video games are entertainment. Like, do you know what I mean? The reason for the concept, and it's missed it completely. It's fucking boring.
Yeah, it is boring, but like, it's not like broken. It's not buggy. It's not. It just doesn't do anything interesting, and like, why they brought back classic Sonic for this feels like it's just because it worked in Sonic Generations and it made no sense because he just like shows up and Tails is like,
yeah, even Tails is like, what? Hang on. Huh? We did this once.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
It makes no sense why he's there. He just kind of rocks up.
I don't know.
But then you do get to create your character, which is kind of cool. But then like they play like shit.
And it looks a little buggy in a couple places.
Oh, fine. Yeah, D.
It's got to be D.
It's a D.
It's got to be D. I can't.
All
Although
right.
the Sonic Forces level in Shadow Generations was really good.
Okay.
But, you know, unrelated, I guess.
Next up is one that is hated, but I'll be honest, I really like is Sonic and the Secret Rings. I kind of dig it.
I like, do you know what?
It's
I really
better
like,
than Black Knight.
I can't agree with that.
If 100%.
I can't agree
What
with
do
that.
you mean? You want to fucking stop every time and fucking swing your bastard sword?
I like Black Knight, man. I fucking do want to stop every 10 seconds and swing my sword.
But that goes against. Were you going on like the fundamentals of games? That goes against the fundamentals of Sonic stopping all the time to fight someone.
If we're going to talk about the fundamentals of Sonic, you're going to hate my rank 1. But we'll get there.
Yeah, well,
I love Black Knight. I love the concept of the storybook series.
yeah,
It's a
they're
great
really
idea.
cool. Yeah,
It fucked up Sonic 06 in a big way.
yeah,
Which I won't forgive him for.
yeah.
They can't go above a C for that fucking reason. But
I would never go higher than a C for Secret Rings.
No.
But like, I remember playing Secret Rings a lot. Like, it is kind of weird because it's an auto runner and you kind of just like move side to side with the Wiimote. But like, there was like a fucking...
There's a charm about
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah,
what I was going to...
there's
There's
a
a
charm.
charm to it. And like, I like, maybe if I went back now, I'd hate it. But I like, as a kid playing it on like the Wii, I remember having a good time.
do you ever play the party mode?
Yeah, I did.
Like the Mario Party
Yeah.
party mode?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of people have had fun with that.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
You know what? It's C. It might not be the higher end of C. It'll probably move later on.
Yeah.
But it's a C. It's not a D. It's not as bad
It's
as...
not a terrible time.
It's not as bad as Forces.
You'll have fun with it. I mean, okay, here's the thing. Like, a lot of Sonic games, even if you aren't a Sonic fan and you don't really like the games, you can still take the piss.
Yeah.
Because they're bad in a lot of ways.
Yeah. The next one is Sonic Adventure 1.
Oh, man.
Now, technically, I suppose, kind of the first 3D proper Sonic game. It's not like an isometric
Yeah,
weird
I
one.
would say it's the first proper
So it
3D
broke
Sonic.
a lot of boundaries. And it set a lot of rules. It showed us what 3D Sonic games could be.
Could be.
But
It wasn't.
it wasn't. And going back to play that one now is rough.
Man. Rough.
It
as
is rough.
Fuck. From a couple of Sonic's levels just not working
Yeah.
to Big the Cat. Full stop.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad news, bears.
And Sonic Adventure 2 is so much better than 1 as well. That like, I think going back to like the first one makes it even harder.
But I love running through Speed Highway.
Yeah, but then that's
It's got
like
good levels, man. It's not a bad game. The thing is, it had to do a lot for Sonic.
it did. There
And
was
it
a
was-
lot on its shoulders.
There's teething problems. Like any game that goes from 2D to 3D outside of like Mario and Zelda struggles.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm at a B or C. I think if it was C, it's definitely better than Secret Rings.
I would say it deserves B at least.
If it's B, it'll end up on the lower side of B, like once we finish the list.
Yeah. Purely from a
I'm okay
here
with
now
putting it
looking
B.
back. Yeah,
I'm okay.
From where we are now looking back,
Yeah.
it can't go higher than a B.
I'm okay with the B.
Sorry, adventure fans.
Sonic Generations. Now, this is one of my favorite Sonic games. Such a good experience. It is the only Sonic game that almost brought me to tears. And I'm not even fucking around on that one because, and I know it relies so much on member berries. Even outside of member berries, it plays so well. And at this point, you can't compare it to Shadow, the part of it, because
That's what I'm struggling with.
this is just Sonic Generations. This isn't the Shadow side. This is just Sonic Generations. And like, given how rough of a time Sonic had up until Generations was such a celebration, and they could have fucked up massively, and they didn't.
The fact Generations exists, given what they went through, is
the fact that Generations exists.
whoa.
The fact that Generations exists and like is good, and they didn't like fuck up the classic Sonic levels. Like they were really good. The 3D Sonic levels were also really, really fun. And like you get to see all the places you've explored before. But like the part that nearly made me cry was the fucking Sonic Heroes level, because like I was like, I love Sonic Heroes. I know you hate it. I know everyone hates it.
Yeah.
But like when I was playing that level, I was like, fuck, I remember this. But like this looks so much better than what I remember.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this makes me feel something.
I mean, they are good levels. There's a channel I'm watching at the minute. He puts a video out every like 3 weeks. I can't, his name escapes me because it's a bit weird to pronounce. But he's doing like, he's going through Sonic levels at random and he's like dissecting them.
Okay.
But one of the big one, like the big ones he's doing is he's like taking levels from Generations and he's comparing them to the original.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And you can see like how they're spliced up and moved around and changed or whatever, for better or worse. And it's really changed the way that I see Generations.
Okay.
As like, as you said, like as a celebration of these older games.
Yeah.
Because for a while I really thought like they were just levels ripped from the other games.
Oh no,
But
they're
not.
like reworked completely.
They are just completely reworked.
Yeah.
And like,
It is just the same environment, but a new level in that environment with like similarities to be like, oh fuck, do you remember that kind of thing? And you're like, yeah, I do.
I have a problem controlling Sonic.
But okay, my question is, did you have a problem controlling Sonic before playing Shadow X Sonic Generation?
That's what I'm trying to think about.
Because here's the thing, it's going to be difficult for me to grade the Shadow part of it because I haven't played it. So I'm grading this as just Sonic Generations, and like I don't remember having an issue at all controlling Sonic.
That's because it would have been Xbox 360. I played Generations before Shadow came out.
Yeah.
I like the game a lot, so I must have been able to control it fine then.
Yeah.
But now controlling Sonic is a fucking hassle.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like that's like, it's like anything. Like you go back, if you were to give someone Mario Odyssey for the first time, and they're like, "Wow, holy shit!" and then give them Mario 64, and you're like,
they're like, "Yeah,
what the fuck's this?"
But it's not that drastic of a change. The concept is fucking identical.
It is, yeah.
What is it about Sonic that is so stiff compared to Shadow? I don't understand.
But Sega's weird, man, with Sonic, because Sonic feels different in every single fucking game, and he plays different in every single fucking game.
Sonic feels different in the same fucking game. The overworld of Frontiers plays differently from the levels of Frontiers.
Yes.
It runs on like a different engine.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest problem with it, is that I'm trying to do these levels with the tricks and, physics that I'm used to running around the world.
Yeah.
And it's different. So it's weird, whatever.
I have a lot of good feelings for Generations.
Yeah.
I know where I want to put it, but I'll wait.
I'm gonna compromise and give you a low S.
Thank you. I wanted to put it in S.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
If this was my list, I'd have put it in high A. But
yeah, I was teetering between A and S, but I'm like, man,
I'll give you low S.
Thank you. I'll accept it.
Purely for the celebration that it is.
Yeah.
All the corners of Sonic that it touches is just.
And Sonic has had such a rough run up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
Next up,
Speaking of
Sonic 06.
that rough run,
That rough run, man. Sonic 06.
Oh man, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been
There
said.
isn't. But there is one thing I'll give it. It came out as a buggy, broken mess.
Unfinished.
Unfinished.
No staff, no money, no time.
But it is proven that if this game came out fine and it worked like it was supposed to, fucking class. Like
Yeah.
that mod, I can't remember the name
Project
of it.
06. Yeah.
Like that has proved that Sonic 06 could have been incredible. Now we can't rank it on that mod, obviously, but I feel like
The vision, man.
the vision, and I gotta respect it when creatives try something. That was
Yeah.
my biggest problem with Forces, was that I felt like there was no effort put in.
No.
They didn't
They're
try
safe.
to
They
do
played
anything.
it so fucking safely.
But I gotta respect 06, even though it came out the way it did and like people hate it. I gotta respect it for trying to do something.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's as close to Adventure 3 as we'll get. With
Yeah.
like the multi-stories and whatever
Yeah.
linking up.
Yeah,
You even get all three of them going super for the final battle.
yeah,
It's what I resent Black Knight and Secret Rings for taking,
yeah.
for allocating space from 06. Why was that? Why someone should have pitched 06 as what it was and
Yeah.
gone. Sega should have gone. We need to put everything we fucking got into that because it's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Shadow Generations opened me up to the concept of like how good Sonic 06 could have been, because the level they chose for Shadow was Kingdom Valley.
Yeah.
And I'm playing through it and I'm like, man, if Sonic 06 was this fun,
Yeah.
things
But
would
that's
have
the
been
thing, it's
different.
not. This is such a hard one.
I know it's really tough because I really want to like 06. It's just unfinished.
Because a part of me wants to put it in C. I'll be honest. But then
Despite the buggy mess, despite how badly it plays,
yeah.
I remember playing it.
Yeah.
I got it near release date and I played it and I remember liking it. I was obviously at a point in my life where I didn't understand what made a game good or bad. I didn't give a shit about game design, or even if it was finished, apparently. But I remember liking it a lot. Because it's just a cool fucking idea.
I'm thinking C, but then I'm thinking, does it go above or below Secret Rings?
Oh, it goes above. Inherently, it goes above.
Is that out of spite?
Yeah, partly.
I'll put it in C.
But also,
above.
I would much rather play through 06 than Secret Rings and Black Knight together. Yeah,
There we go.
Me personally, I could put 06 in low B.
I wouldn't go that far.
I could, just out of respect for what it could have been.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit sentimental like that.
The next one, my favorite, Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes.
Now, I know you hate Sonic Heroes, and I know it's buggy and it's a bit of a mess, but for everything we've said for Sonic 06, I feel like goes into Sonic Heroes, man. The concept of Sonic Heroes of 4 campaigns and the music in Sonic
yeah.
Heroes, I'd argue, is the best music out of any Sonic. I love the music in
Can you
Sonic
give me
Heroes.
the Metal Overlord theme?
No.
No. Okay. I'm trying to think of what it's in Shadow Generations as the boss fight.
Oh.
And I can't remember the fucking lyrics of it, but
Yeah,
it's good. It's
the
good shit.
music in Sonic Heroes is so good, and like, I can't speak for the later levels in the game as well, but like those first like handful of Sonic levels, to me, so fucking iconic.
I mean,
You get to play as Shadow as well, man, and I know that's bonus points for you.
it is always bonus points for me. Even an appearance from Shadow is bonus points. But it's just a control issue, man.
I get that.
If
I get
action
that.
button wasn't on the same button as dash randomly, things like that. Overall, it's a fine game. I love the concept. Story's really good. I love that, like the way they all interlink, like the Chaotix are doing their own shit.
Yeah.
That comes back.
Yeah.
Outstanding showing from Metal Sonic. We don't see enough Metal Sonic because he is like if Sonic and Shadow are 2 sides of the same coin, Metal Sonic is like what, like a third side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They are like as a trinity of like foils. They're fucking awesome for each other.
Yeah.
And there's not enough Metal Sonic showing. I hope Sonic 4 is going to be good.
Yeah.
Did you see the post?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I hope it's going to be good because I want to see a good Metal Sonic.
Name me another fucking movie series that gets better and better with each movie, man. And Sonic's like one of the only ones that I can think of right now. Like the third one is the best Sonic movie.
Yeah,
2 is better than 1.
Yeah, they've been good.
They get
getting
better
up,
every
up,
single
up.
time.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to continue it, but like fucking if that's to go off, 4 is going to be incredible.
I feel like now they're going to slow down. I think we're going to have like a Chaotix movie. We're going to get a Shadow movie.
I'd like a Shadow TV show, like the Knuckles show.
Oh,
but better.
If it's got budget.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
And the Knuckles show looked okay when they had.
It
Knuckles
looked okay, but what was it about? There wasn't that much
Wade
Knuckles
Whipple,
in it, I felt like.
Wanted to go to a bowling competition to meet his dad.
Oh, sorry. Am I the only one smart enough to understand the complexities of the cinematic masterpiece? Sorry, man. Fuck.
Sonic Heroes, to me, it's a B and it's higher than Adventure.
I agree with that.
Sick.
I have personal gripes against games, but that doesn't mean they're not good games.
It's not an A, and I get
I
that.
can still rank them fairly.
Next one is Sonic Unleashed.
S. Top. Number 1. 1. I will settle for no less than rank 1.
You scared the shit out of me.
I was saving energy for that.
Holy shit. Really? An S?
It's the
highest one.
It's the best Sonic game. It's the best Sonic game. It's my favorite Sonic game.
Can I tell you my gripes? And it is in the Wayhog stuff.
Tell me.
So, because I played through Unleashed pretty recently, and my biggest gripe with it was they lock off levels
For the medals, right?
Yeah. That annoyed the fuck out of me because like I would have to go back so many times to like previous levels to find medals, and like if the last level was like way too difficult for me, I'd have to then go back to then other levels to find more medals.
Yeah.
That really, really annoyed me, and it didn't ruin my enjoyment of the game, but I wish that wasn't there.
Yeah, it does pad it out. And I think that is a product. I'm not saying it's a perfect game. First of all, like I agree with you. I think it's a product of the games at the time. Having like needing a collectible.
Yeah.
And then also like not putting them on the path, but like hiding them in like adventure fashion.
Yeah.
Like, they still want you to explore.
Yeah.
But then they also were like, nah, go as fast as you fucking can. Because it really... The day levels, man.
They are really, really
Daytime Sonic levels are the best Sonic gameplay we've ever received.
And I do love the overworld and stuff.
Yeah.
I do love
Talking
that.
to all the people or whatever.
Yeah.
I wish there was like at least one Sonic character in each homeworld.
Yeah, that would have been
We got
nice.
Sonic, Tails, and Amy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Like imagine going to Spagonia and like Shadows just like
that would have
wandering
been really
about,
cool.
doing his own thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Like there's a bunch of things they could have done, but even then, I think it's fantastic. I don't think there's a problem with the Wayhog.
No, I don't think so. I think that hate is so overblown.
Yeah.
I had no issues. If I'm honest, I went back to those levels more than I did the Sonic levels because they were easier to find the medals in.
Yeah,
because you could take your time.
They encourage the exploration.
Yeah.
They've got the moveset to like look around fucking levels.
Yeah.
And it's fun to do that.
They were fine. I had no issues with the way. That's what I mean. Like when I was saying, like my main issue with the game was just that.
Yeah.
It was having to go back constantly to get medals to unlock the next level. That did my head in after a while.
Did you finish the game?
No, I got to the final boss. I think I might have mentioned this before. I got to the final boss, and I think I died.
Oh yeah, no, you did tell me
Yeah,
about this.
I died, like,
'cause
once or
you done
twice.
you done like the Gaia Colossus
Yeah,
fucking
and I
fucking
kind of
run
got
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, but you did Eggman Land though.
Yeah.
What? Tell me that's not like the best level in all of Sonic, man. It's fucking awesome.
You know what? I was gonna go A, but
Nah,
your passion for it, I'll put it at the top. Because
Thank you.
know what?
That means everything. It's such a good game.
It is a good game, and like I have even though I played it through recently, I also have like a lot of really nice memories attached to Sonic Unleashed as well.
Yeah.
It was one of like the first Xbox 360 games I ever played. So yeah, I'll put it there.
And here's my last take on it. Something I've been thinking about for a little while. I think it's the last time that Sonic Team gave a shit about what they wanted to do. Since Shadow and Sonic 06 got a lot of hate.
Yeah.
But that didn't stop them being ambitious and making what they wanted to make.
Yeah.
They made Unleashed because they wanted to make this game that had these day levels and night levels and whatever the fuck. I think that the Hedgehog got so much hate that they started pandering to fans and they never stopped. I think Sega's and Sonic Team have constantly been chasing what the fans expect of them. And then, naturally they're never going to get that right because the fans are just so varied and awkward.
Yeah, well, a part of that is also Sonic Team's fault for making every single game different. So you got a Sonic fan, you could put 10 Sonic fans in a room and they would have all different opinions about what like the best one is because they are all different. So it's hard then to satisfy all of their needs.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
But that's where I think the dropping off point is. Even though Generations came after,
I get you.
After Unleashed, that is the last time that Sonic Team gave a fuck about what they wanted to make, and that's why Unleashed is one of the last good Sonic games.
I get you. 3D Blast. It's
D.
a fucking D.
It's a D.
It's a D. Yeah. It's D.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good, man. Wasn't one of the fucking developers of that game like so stressed making that game that he went insane.
He
was teetering on the edge, man. Like it's a fucked up story to like listen to, but what Sonic 3D Blast? It's like, oh my god,
man. Sonic and the Black Knight. This is a C, but it's where it goes in C.
It's on par with Secret Rings for me, but I like seeing Shadow in armor, so it's above Secret Rings.
Is that the only reason you like Black Knight?
Well, yeah, kind of, yeah. I always put Secret Rings and Black Knight in the same boat. They're very similar to each other.
If I could put these level, I would.
Yeah, but I think Black Knight gets the edge because I like the medieval vibe
You
of
just
it.
prefer it?
I got the concept in my head. I'm like, yeah, Knights of the Round Table, cool. Give me swords. Fuck yeah. Let me play a Shadow. Fuck yeah. I think Black Knight takes it for me.
I didn't play enough of Black Knight to really like get a grasp of it, but I don't really hold that much of a connection to Secret Rings, so we'll put it there.
Yeah, they could be interchangeable, I think, but for me...
Yeah, they could be interchangeable, I get that. Sonic Adventure 2.
Fucking yeah. Fucking yeah. It's got a lot of the problems that Adventure 1 has, but it makes up for it in like perfect execution. It's a good story. It's fucking it is
fucking
epic.
Arguably the best story I think Sonic might have. And it made me respect the story more after seeing Sonic 3. And I'm like, fuck man, Sonic Adventure 2 really did go a lot. My biggest issue with it is so easy to be like, yeah, the story's class and the Sonic levels are class, but I fucking hate everything else in that game.
Outside of the story and the Sonic levels?
The Tails levels are okay. The Knuckles levels, I despise.
Okay, I thought you meant like just the Shadow in general.
No.
With Shadow story?
No, I
My boy.
I hated playing as Knuckles.
Yeah, I kind of get it.
They were very close ruined the there's one level in particular that's almost like Halloween themed or some shit with pumpkins.
Like Pumpkin Valley or some shit.
Yeah. I think I might have stopped playing after that because I couldn't I could not continue playing it.
A.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. But it's like top A.
Yeah, it represents a lot of good shit. And it's fucking Shadow. It's the debut of my boy.
Yeah. It did a lot.
That did so much. For a little while there, he must have been more popular than Sonic.
Oh, you got the edgy early 2000s, 100%.
Yeah.
I remember being in the yard at playtime in school, and I'd be playing like Sonic or whatever with my friends, and there was this one boy I won't say his name, but there was this one boy who always wanted to be Shadow, and it would always fuck me off because I wanted to be Shadow.
No, me.
All right,
God.
Sonic Colors. Now, I don't hold a connection to Sonic Colors as much as I remember when Sonic Colors came out, people were like, "This is the best 3D Sonic game in years." It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's not even that fucking 3D.
It's a lot of 2D
There's
stuff.
so
in
much
it.
2D in it. Yeah.
But it is a 3D Sonic game, so it's you.
I kind of don't fuck with the vibe of like getting wisps for power ups and abilities and shit. Like the Planet Wisp is the worst level in Generations.
Yeah, I get that.
Why is it so long?
I
That's not just me, right? It took me like 20 minutes to get through that fucking level. It's crazy long. I played Colors Ultimate.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit. I also don't have that connection.
Yeah.
It was okay.
Yeah, like
I didn't get the.
I have it on Wii, and I played it like last year or some shit, and I'm like, this is fine, but
it's fine.
I feel like it is. It like I don't know if that's just us, but like I don't get the hype for Sonic Colors.
That's what I'm saying. It was the first game after Unleashed, right? So it was the first time that they started pandering.
Oh right.
So it's a really safe game.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, let's make a really middle ground. There's nothing here to hate, nothing here to love, and then we'll see what the fans say about it. Oh, it could have had this, that.
Yeah.
And that's when they started fan chasing. So it's like, middling for me.
Lower end of B.
Yeah. Yeah. Lower end of B.
I already know where this one's going. Sonic X Shadows Generations.
It's objectively a better Generations. So it has to go in between Unleashed and Generations.
Yeah. I mean, there's no argument. You want to give me a game that like I loved, but go like, here's more.
Here's
I'm
more.
Like, yeah.
And
it runs better.
I know you haven't played
better.
it, but Shadow Generations on its own would make S rank.
I know. I so
would.
I am more than fine than putting it above Generations because anything else would not
Wouldn't make
fucking
sense.
make sense.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense.
Sonic Boom.
Man.
Now, I gotta put respect on them trying something. Now I know this wasn't Sonic Team.
What did they try? Please explain to me what the vision was for Sonic Boom.
So, the idea of making Sonic games that wouldn't take over the original, you'd still have your standard 3D, because this is made by Big Red Button or some shit.
Big Red Button.
So they would coexist with the normal Sonic Team games. So you'd still be getting those. You're not losing anything. So I love the idea for Sonic Boom. I really, really do. Like I love the Ratchet and Clank games, and this almost felt like a Ratchet and Clank game.
It's Ratchet and Clank energy, yeah.
It's very Ratchet and Clank energy. But, excuse me, also, you were still getting the speed segments. They could have been better.
They could have been better. Everything about the gameplay could have been better for one reason or another.
But they were still there.
Yeah.
They didn't get rid of it. And also, people fucking overblown like with the character designs. They're fine.
Character designs are fine.
Like there is nothing like I don't the scarf on Sonic I think is more of a homage because like or homage because
the fromage.
one of the higher ups of Big Red Button worked at Naughty Dog before, so they were like, oh, he's like a little Nathan Drake nod. I'm fine with it, and people were like, "Oh my god, they give him a scarf. Why does Knuckles look like that?" And it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, you've still got the character designs that look the same.
Knuckles is a good design, man.
It's fine. Yeah,
Amy's the best she's ever looked.
Tails is the best he's ever looked.
Eggman was weird. I
feel like Eggman changed the least.
No, fuck off. He's like weird, like sort of triangle.
He's a different shape, yeah, but like he looks the same.
He's a completely different shape. He's Eggman.
Yeah.
That's the point. No.
Yeah, I suppose I didn't think about it that way. And but did they call him Eggman in the game? I can't remember. Or is he Robotnik?
That's a fucking great question. No, they call him Eggman.
I feel like they do.
They must call him
Eggman.
Eggman.
But if they just call him Robotnik, I'll let him off.
Do you know what? If they just call him Robotnik, I'll take back everything I've ever said about Sonic Boom. Shadows in it. So
Shadow
it
isn't
can't
it?
be D.
There isn't a Shadow looks like Shadow as well. They
He
didn't
looks
change
he's a
it.
bit taller.
They were like, we ain't changing, we ain't touching that one.
Rule 1. Like, that guy tap on the board. Don't change Shadow.
There's an amazing YouTube video by Matt McMuscles about Sonic Boom.
Matt McMuscles.
Yeah, it's like what
if I fucking
happened
go there and it's just you. I swear
in
to
front of the
God.
screen. Like,
It's just you topless. Let me talk to you about Sonic Boom.
No, so he does a series called What Happened. And he did a video on Sonic Boom, and it is fucking incredible because he shows what it could have been. Now, the problem was, the biggest issue was they didn't develop this game to be a Wii U exclusive. It was supposed to come out on like the whatever the current generation at the time was.
Yeah.
I don't remember if at the time it was 360 or PS4. I'm not sure.
PS4,
And maybe
I feel like it was.
they were building it for that game on a different fucking engine. And like everything was going fine. They were making the game they wanted to make. And then last minute, Sega were like, actually, we got a deal with Nintendo. And we have like one more game that needs to be exclusive to Nintendo. Or like, it was this one and then Lost World was exclusive.
Yeah.
But they were like, we need this to be exclusive. Turns out the engine they were building the game on doesn't fucking work on the Wii U. So they had to find a new engine and put everything over onto that engine. And obviously,
Bugs for days.
it didn't work and it was
Yeah.
buggy as shit. And we have the game that we now have. But the original concept for the game, I think, was really cool. It was supposed to be a lot longer than what it ended up being. The story looked fucking incredible. Same with Sonic 06. I wish this was a game they were able to put out as they initially intended.
Yeah.
Because the end result would have been so fucking different.
Which is like a common fucking theme with these Sonic
Yeah,
games. And
it
none
really
of them
is.
are ever like realized. Did you see the TV show?
I did, and it was good.
Really good.
Yeah.
I thought of the next point. The characters are fine. The designs are fine.
There was so much promise in it. That being said, it's high in D. Like, it's above Sonic Forces.
Yeah, it's above Sonic Forces. Even just to like rip the piss out of it.
Yeah.
It's
high.
It's more fun objectively.
It's one of Game Grumps' best fucking like Let's Plays.
It is one of Game Grumps'
Gave us
best
that.
Yeah.
It's a high D. I know people might be funny about it, but like just for what it was going for, it's up there.
I like
Shadow.
that you cheeky, subtly swapped 3D Blast and Forces there.
Oh shit, did I? Whoopsies. I didn't realize. Shadow the Hedgehog. You gonna shout again? Okay.
Come on. I want to know why. I want to know what you think of Shadow the Hedgehog.
What I think of Shadow the Hedgehog?
I'm embracing myself because normally people don't see nice things about Shadow the Hedgehog. 2001, 2.
Now, I like the game. I'll start by saying that. I remember playing a shit ton of the game. It isn't perfect, but it isn't bad. So I would say it's a high B. It's a high.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's a high B or low A.
It's a low A.
It's a low A.
Yeah, it's a low A. Yeah, there we go.
I love what it's going for. I love that like they give him a fucking gun. I love that you can like kill Sonic.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Straight up, you can kill all of them.
Yeah.
There's like 5 endings where you just straight up murk
and that is
Eggman
cool.
at the end.
I love that like they give you a reason to play through the game multiple times. The game is still talked about to this day, so it goes to show its staying power for whatever the right or wrong reasons. It sticks around.
I think it gets dunked on too much.
I think it gets dunked on so much because of how dark and edgy it tries to be, and like
Yeah, but I also think that it's like misunderstood, and I'll give you an example why. Like people like to rip on the fucking like, where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald? And it's like he says damn, oh my god. But the line that everyone rips the piss on is he's like, this is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
yeah,
but it's like
that is art.
but he's not saying that he's fine with taking candy from a baby. He's saying he's fine with the situation being easy.
Okay.
This situation is easy, which is fine by me. Like,
Okay.
that's what he's saying. He's not saying taking candy from a baby. He's like, yeah, cool, edgy. It's mistranslated, I think.
So, okay.
I don't know, man. It's not as cringe as people say it is. It is cringe.
It is.
But it's not. It's not.
But it's funny.
It is funny.
I'm okay putting it as a low A. I'm fucking sad it's above Sonic Heroes. If this was my list, this would not be above Sonic Heroes.
If it were me, it would be in low A, but we can put it between Adventure and Heroes. I think.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's that line that Sonic says where he's like, "You're going to the Ark, and so are we. I guess that means we're going too." It's like, what? What the fuck did you just say?
It's not fucking letting me.
Oh man, you need a bigger phone.
It's not.
Pretend that it's between Sonic Adventure and Heroes.
Yeah, that's where Shadow needs to be. Frontiers.
Frontiers.
Now, I like Frontiers.
It's a really good time.
I had a good time with it. It's weird. It's different.
But there's nothing about the game that I could say was bad. That I've played.
No, I mean, no. I think it works. I think everything it goes for, it's not perfect.
But it's also not trying to do too much.
No, I think my biggest issue with it is, like you mentioned it earlier about how a Sonic team started like pandering to people.
Yeah.
And this really felt like that in parts. Because like it came out at a time where people were trying to release Breath of the Wild clones.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, oh, well, yeah.
Sonic
is
could do
another
that.
one, yeah. And it's fine. Like, it works. Like, I don't think it's not a bad game at all. It's a solid 7.5, maybe an 8 at a push. I really, you know what? The story itself is okay. The story's pretty good. But the entire Tales section, I fucking adored. Because, like, you really see Tails, like, go through shit, and he's like, man, what if I'm not good enough? Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what is going on? Like, Tails is really questioning. He's like, what if all the times we've won so far was just a fluke and you could have done it on your own? Like, did you actually need
How much
me
impact
with you?
do I have in this dynamic?
I fucking couldn't believe it. Like, what the fuck's going on
Fucking
there?
hell, Tails.
And then at the end, Tails is like, yeah, maybe I need to go on some adventures by myself and like discover myself. And I was like, wow. Yeah. His whole segment of his story, I loved so much. I wish there were more Sonic characters in it. I get why there's not.
Yeah.
You just get Amy, Tails, and Knuckles.
Big.
And Big, yeah.
Big makes an appearance.
Yeah, which makes no sense. He's just there fishing, and Sonic's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, which, like, Big's been doing work, man, because Big's in Shadow Generations as well.
Is he?
Why? Don't know. But he's like, hey, Shadow. Kingdom Valley, and it's like, why are you representing Sonic 06? Why?
Yeah, I dug Sonic Frontiers.
I had a lot of fun. Just running around the overworld, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I
The
think
music.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the original soundtrack I didn't dig, but the fact that you can swap between the old fucking soundtracks, that's what I did. I was just listening to the Sonic Heroes music. I had the Sonic Unleashed music on.
Sonic Unleashed. The Sonic Unleashed music for running around the overworld.
Yeah.
Is like amazing.
Yeah. I had a good time.
But you see that Chaos Island theme is really good. The Chaos Island level in Shadow Generations is fucking amazing. Undefeatable, the fucking first boss theme.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what? Like I said on the way down, I have never played a Sonic game for as long as I played Frontiers.
A.
It's
an A.
It's an A, yeah.
I could give or take whether it's above or below.
It's below Adventure 2 just because I think Adventure 2 pulls off more and it's way more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I think impactful of a Sonic game.
Yeah.
And it's set
fucking
the
bleak,
standard.
man. It's so bleak.
Of Frontiers?
Frontiers, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is, yeah. But I really dug Frontiers. The last one.
Isn't the whole Knuckles story as well being like, isn't he like really like depressed about like just not being strong enough? Like he's like, I could do this. What the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, and like he kind of like he tries to act as like an army general to the little fucking, they're Korok seeds from fucking Zelda, but like he tries to act like an army general and he's like, man, what if they end up like dying and stuff?
Yeah.
And you're like,
He's trying to be like a leader. Like he's trying to like find his own.
This could be for nothing. I love,
chaotics.
what the characters go through in that game is sick. Love it. The last one. Oh, and also, before we move on to the last one, Eggman's entire story in Frontiers, I loved.
Yeah, we don't get enough of like personal Eggman.
No.
He's going through some like father shit.
He goes through some shit in that game.
Yeah.
Because you can get like the voice memos from like the fishing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just him like not trying to take over the world. He's just like
he's just being real.
He's like for the first time being like a fucking like professor or whatever, and he's like just trying to figure out this world and like make sense of it.
stuck. He's
Yeah.
a little bit scared.
Yeah. And then everything with his daughter, loved. I loved her as a character as well.
There's a really common gripe where her and Eggman don't have enough time together to have a really impactful, meaningful ending.
I wouldn't say so.
I don't know. I kind of agree with it.
I mean, I would have liked to have seen more, but like I really
The first like 3/4 of the game is him like, have you found a way out yet? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
Keep going.
he definitely softens towards the end because like that's Eggman in it, and then it's by the end like he calls her his daughter and stuff.
Yeah. That's
And like you can see him get visibly upset when like she sacrifices herself at the boss fight, which is another thing we need to talk about Frontiers. Those
boss
fucking
fights.
Titan boss fights were insane.
fucking spot on, man.
Crazy,
Fucking spot on.
You could talk about like, oh yeah, the music's kind of dull and boring, like until you get to those Titan boss fights, and then fuck me.
Alan Quinn brings it. I love his band, and he fucking brought it for these games.
Every time you get to be Sonic's,
are born to be together.
yeah, you got to be supersonic, and every single boss fight, they're huge. They're really, really cool.
As cool as it is to blow the supersonic load on the final fight,
Yeah.
I'm always left thinking like, fuck man, I wish I could do that more.
Yeah.
Replaying that fight 40 times.
Yeah. I love them. The last one is a weird one, man. Sonic Lost World.
Yeah, it is a weird one because I really didn't get on with it.
So, I will say I have only played the 3DS version. I think the levels are different, but obviously they got the same stuff in there.
They're not that different.
I love the art style in Lost World. I think the game looks amazing.
Yeah.
I love how bright and colorful everything is, but the colors look like deep.
Yeah.
They're deep colors, and I love that. Fuck, I didn't get on with it.
The story is cringe. The big bad is cringe.
I really tried. I finished it, but there was something about it that like I didn't get on with at all.
It's just mid, man. It probably would have been a good concept, like these concise Sonic levels in like a physics engine,
but also
similar to Galaxy.
Again, like we go on about like them. It's just fucking. It just looks like Mario Galaxy.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what am I? I'm not playing Sonic to play something that looks like Mario. I want to play a fucking Sonic game. I don't want to play Mario Galaxy. If I wanted to play Mario Galaxy, I go play it.
Yeah.
Because Mario Galaxy's better.
It's just another thing that Sonic does quite commonly is that like it's constantly trying to be something else.
Lately, yeah. I think in the early to like the mid, even to the late 2000s, I think Sonic was like its own thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think that, in my opinion, that was like peak for like what's like, especially when it comes to like the TV, like Sonic X and stuff.
Oh, I love Sonic X.
Yeah. And then like everything in like the 2010s, it like every game you could almost be like, oh, well, this is just trying to look and be like this other game. And it was weird. That being said, I think Lost World is a C.
I think it's below 06 and above Black Knight.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Hell yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to move it, am I?
No.
But it's above Black Knight.
Yeah, they could all probably be interchangeable too. they're just like a mid experience, but they're not unpleasant to play. I think that's the thing with D tier is they are unpleasant games for me to go through.
Yeah. But that's our list. So to recap,
I'm so happy with that list.
in S tier, it's pretty good.
Yeah, wow.
S tier, we got Sonic Unleashed, Sonic X Shadows Generations, and Sonic Generations. In A, Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Frontiers. B, Sonic Heroes, then Shadow the Hedgehog. Wait, what did I say? Did I say that right?
No, you said...
Did I say B, Sonic Frontiers?
You've lost me. I was trying to think of other shit.
Right, let me start this again. B, Sonic Heroes, then Shadow the Hedgehog, then Sonic Adventure, then Sonic Colors.
Yeah, because you moved it.
Yeah, I think I confused myself. C, we got Sonic 06, deserved. Sonic Lost World, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Secret Rings, and then in D, Sonic Boom, Sonic Forces, and Sonic 3D Blast. I don't feel like I forgot any 3D Sonic games, did I?
No, I don't think you did either. No, I think that's it. I really do. At no point was I like, oh yeah, this Sonic game.
Yeah.
No, none of that.
No, I'm happy with that list. I think that list is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like, even like my personal list, I don't think would differ that much from this.
I mean, fucking S and A tier is my personal Sonic list, probably. Yeah, no, that's it. That's right
Sweet.
for me.
Well, that's it. We did it. Holy shit, that took us nearly 50 minutes.
Amazing content. What content? In some ways, I wish we were more like at arms with each other about this kind of thing, because they'd make good content.
I know, and
we agreed. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Spot on, mate. Like,
right.
Excellent opinions.
To end the episode, as we always do, you're gonna guess the game based on the Steam reviews. Now,
come on, then.
Last time you said you only wanted one guess.
Give me one guess.
So you're only gonna
I might take a couple more reviews, but I'm going to get one guess.
That's fine. I'm going to double check to make sure I remember what the game is.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember what the game is. I know it. Right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Good game reminds me of old days when I was a young man. I had liberty, but I didn't see it. I had time, but I didn't know it. I had love, but I didn't feel it. Many decades would pass before I understood the meaning of all three.
Wow.
That is a quote from the game. Because at first I was like, fuck me, this review was poetic. And then I was looking through and I'm like, oh no, wait, this is from the game.
I don't know if I'm going to get this.
You know the game.
I know the game.
You know the game.
The thing is, I know my brain very well, where if you ask me a question, I can very quickly tell you if that's in there or not.
Okay.
Like, you saying that line to me,
Yeah.
that's not in my brain.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Okay.
So that's telling me it's probably a game I've not played.
Okay.
So I'm really reaching for context clues here.
Okay.
So with that being said, let's go to the next review.
Probably the best storyline in and then I blanked out the game series, game ever created, and the best game, and the best of all the games in the game franchise, in my opinion, a true masterpiece and a must-buy. So, we've got a quote, and we've got people think that this is the best one in the franchise.
Yeah.
So you know it's a franchise. It's multiple games.
Yeah.
And people consider this to be the best one.
Can I get the quote again? I only got like a couple keywords.
Reminds me of the old days when I was a young man. I had liberty, but I didn't see it. I had time, but I didn't know it. I had love, but I didn't feel it. Many decades would pass before I understood the meaning of all three.
Okay. Okay, there's a couple of things rattling around my head, but nothing I'm concrete on. Give me the next line.
A huge improvement over the first game. If there was any flaws in the... Oh, sorry. Wait. Okay. If there was any flaws in the last game, they're not there now. Then I feel like I don't know if I should say I know I will. The new Italian theme really works. And the fact that there are loads of twists and turns in the long and interesting storyline. If you don't like this, please go and seek help from a doctor.
It's Assassin's Creed 2.
Is that your final answer?
It's Assassin's Creed 2.
It's Assassin's Creed 2.
You shouldn't have said that. You really shouldn't have said
the
that.
Italian thing. Well, the next one was going to be you have to punch the Pope to win the game. And then the next one...
See, I wouldn't have got it from that.
No?
No.
That's like the end boss fight. You fight the Pope. And then the last review I had was It's a Me, Mario.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm there. So, yeah, wow. Okay. That does make sense for me because it is a game I played. Never finished it.
Did you not?
I stopped maybe a mission or two from the end.
So you wouldn't know the Pope
So I wouldn't
thing.
know the Pope thing, no.
Oh, wow.
Nor would I know that line because blasphemy, right? I played that game because it was a fun game. It skipped the cutscenes.
What the fuck?
I didn't give a shit.
You skipped the cutscenes?
I didn't give a shit.
Oh my god.
The story of Assassin's Creed have never bothered me. So I was also really young. I played it when it came out, you know.
Yeah.
But I went through all the maps. I got all the feathers. I got all the collectibles.
Yeah.
Great game. I just never got around to finishing it.
Yeah.
I skipped all the cutscenes. So that's why that line's not in my brain.
Got you.
Because-
Well, you got it in the first guess.
Yeah, if I can go on the first guess.
I got a funny story about Assassin's Creed 2 with you.
With me?
Yeah. Because I remember when the game was coming out, and I think it was like...
Pretty groundbreaking.
I think it was like a few weeks or months or something before the game came out. And at the time, he doesn't have it anymore, Jay had a chipped Xbox 360. And I don't know if you remember this at all, but you kept telling me that you had it and that you played it. And I was like, oh, fuck, like, how is it? What is it like? And you were like, oh, it's fucking shit. It's just about the man who makes the first ever gun. And that's all the game's about. And I was like, what? And you were like, yeah, it's just about this guy who makes a gun and that's it. Now, I thought you were bullshitting at the time. But then I played it and I'm like, oh, fuck, you do get a gun. Like, he was kind of right. I don't know if you remember that at all.
No, not
I
at all.
remember you telling me that's what the game was about. And I was like, that's nonsense. And then I played it, and that isn't what the game is about. But then the gun shows up on like it's like a hidden blade thing, and I was like, oh, like he kind of told the truth a little bit, which I thought was funny.
Well, I don't feel like I would bullshit. I just feel, I just explained to you. I didn't pay attention to the fucking story.
Yeah, now it makes sense. If you skip the cutscenes and then saw a gun, and
I
you
was
were like,
not paying attention to it. I remember watching the first couple, and I was like, I just like running around. I like climbing. I like killing people. I like collecting things. I played it like Banjo-Kazooie.
You hear it here. If you ever want to play another Banjo-Kazooie, play Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah, great game. Oh, and I liked upgrading the mansion and buying all the art.
I like
and shit.
doing that, and upgrading the little like
It was a good
village and
time.
shit.
Maybe I will go back and appreciate
I love those
it.
games. I love them.
Shadows is coming out eventually. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Shadows looks amazing. I want to play it.
Stop fucking delaying it.
They delayed it.
God.
They delayed it, and in the same breath, we're like, buy the DLC.
I know. I saw. Yeah.
What
I saw
the
that.
fuck?
I saw that. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
Fuck Ubisoft, man. Fuck it. I fucking know.
I swear I swear you end every episode by getting mad and walking off every time. All right. Well, that's all the time we have. You're on a winning streak. You're 3 for 3 on guessing the game. If you want to listen to anything I do after this, go stream my music and Matt Keano. Now, not technically, I am. I'm an award-winning musician.
You're an award-winning musician.
I'm an award-winning
Fucking
musician.
let's go.
So go stream my stuff. Matt Keano everywhere. And Jay, where do people stream your stuff?
Twitch.tv/newjplus. I'm streaming a lot more regularly, and I've got a bunch of challenge runs coming up.
What challenge runs you got?
I don't know
Get
if I
people
should-
excited.
I don't know if I should spoil it because I'm dressing up for
Spoil
it
it
too.
for who? Me? Wait. Oh no. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Save that outfit. But you
Right?
can-
And I feel like
But what's that challenge run going to be? Don't say the game, but like, what is the
hitless.
You're going to do a hitless?
Yeah.
On that game.
Hitless on that game. Yeah.
Remake or original?
Remake.
Okay, that makes things a bit easier because you got the duck button.
And parry.
That's still hard though, man.
There's your hints.
Yeah.
Remake, duck, parry, hitless, hard.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
I've started routing it, and I've looked at a couple of people playthroughs or whatever. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
It's the trouble is it's like a 4-hour run, so it's going to be tough. But I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do another hitless run after I get Sekiro. Join me on twitch.tv/newjplus and
We need to get you to 50 followers. How many you got now?
26 or 27.
Okay.
As soon as I get to 50 followers, I start making money. So if anyone out there wants me to earn a bit more,
We
and
need
make
to
the stream
get
better.
Jay to 50 followers. By the time we do the next podcast, if he is not at 50 followers, I walk. If he is not at 60 followers, I walk.
I mean, I'll just ask again.
No, we gotta make a stand. If he is not at 70 followers, I walk. And you'll never get another
Wow.
episode.
You want me to get... Okay, so not only do you want me to get the 50 follower barrier, but you want me to get 50 followers from where I am now,
Yeah.
or you walk.
Yep. That's my message to the people. Coming from the mouth of an award-winning musician, Matt Keanu. Go follow New J Plus.
Can I have an award? What can I have an award for?
You got an award. You said you got most.
Oh yeah, most days off.
Yeah, that's your award.
Can you make me a little streamy nomination
Yes,
card
I can,
for
yeah.
most days off, please? Thank you.
This has been the Retry Hub podcast.
Join us next month where I go 4 for 4. Thanks. Bye everyone.